All right, good morning, good evening, good night. Welcome into the Nifty Q Show. I'm interviewing founders, leaders, and awesome builders in the NFT industry. Today I'm sitting with Crispy Cheddar and Snacks, both Dread Pizza Roberts of PizzaDAO and RarePizzas, to talk about what pizza wants, their latest RarePizzas NFT collection, their mission to utilize a DAO to bring free pizza to the masses, and much more. Guys, I'm excited to have you in here. This is my first dual guest episode in this setup. And, guys, before I press live, Snacks had to get some shaving going on, too. So I'm with you, brother. I'm, like, beardless this week. So how are you guys doing today?
Great. I'm glad to take a little hair off so you don't feel so naked, Shin.
Thank you.
Very happy to be here.
Awesome. So we're going to talk about a lot of things. PizzaDAO, of course, we're going to hit a lot of pizza talk, more than's ever been talked about on this podcast. Excited to talk a little bit about like DAO tooling and organization as well. But let's start off with that like very basic question, one that not many people ask in this world. What does pizza want?
I love that we're starting with that, because this is what the charge is for PizzaDAO to do every day, to ask ourselves, as long as we're going to be a DAO for pizza, what does it want? So what do we think, Crispy? What does pizza want?
I think we want the world to be consuming more pizza is the base.
Exactly. We think pizza wants to be eaten.
And
that's the core desire of pizza. Has seemed to be eaten, and so so we ask ourselves, how do we make pizza get eaten?
And I think that's where like an event like Bitcoin Pizza Day becomes an avenue to get that pizza to more places in a big way.
Yeah. So
right, and we think it has to be delicious, and it has to be cheap, or even free. And that's what we've been doing. We've spent, I think, about $370,000 on pizza in over 60 countries in our first year of existence.
And we are going to make our way down into this conversation and into how that all happened, how you guys were at NFT NYC and actually fed me. I've had Rare Pizza, so I appreciate that. And your guys' mission to bring pizza to the masses is a really cool, interesting, unique narrative, and it's a cool thing to see DAOs work in real time, and you guys are certainly doing that. Before we hop in, I think we dove in super fast to that, because I just love that idea that you guys have started out with. But tell me a little bit about your background. Let me know how you guys got into the space and into NFTs.
I'll go first. Basically through Clubhouse. It was pandemic times had started. A lot of people had lost their jobs, myself included, and spending some time on Clubhouse and getting to know what was going on there was the introductory point to NFTs. It was the room about nothing that Snacks had started that kind of kicked it all off with this crazy idea of sharing pizza to all these people. And then, it just expanded from there. And now it's, everyone that's joined has pretty much been onboarded to crypto and gone full degen.
So I think I'm what they call an OG. I'm pretty early into crypto, like 2011. I was lurking Bitcoin talk, and I started organizing community events around Bitcoin in Philly in 2013. It's funny how it comes full circle. We used to meet outside the Pizza Hut in 30th Street Station, the train station in Philly, and just push together some chairs and talk. We were talking DAOs even back then, and cell phone taxis and stuff. And so I did that, and I started selling stupid T-shirts for crypto and lost money, but actually made money because I didn't liquidate the Bitcoin people gave me. Turns out I sold a lot of quite expensive shirts, and then I guess 2018 I got introduced to NFTs. And so I bought my first CryptoPunk in January 2018. So I've been drinking the Kool-Aid for a decade now.
You're serving it at this point, man.
Yeah. So I really believe in this tech, and PizzaDAO is an extension of that.
I love that, and we're gonna get deep into that conversation, of course. Crispy was asking me before the episode how much the industry has changed since I got in 2016, and I was just not at a loss for words, but trying to say how different of a space it is now from people that have gotten in 2020 and saying that it's completely different. Like, what was the space like back in 2011 and the difference now to back when you first got in?
So in 2011, I didn't even know anybody. Like, the space for me, it was like I was on Twitter and I saw Lulsec clowning Sony really hard and asking for donations in Bitcoin. They did that big Sony hack. And I was like, what's this Bitcoin thing? And then I studied math, so it was immediately like, oh yeah, currency backed by math. Sounds good. Uh, and then, and so it was just, the community was just on Bitcoin talk. And I used to hang out in the speculation forums and like, and then I guess a couple years later, there started to be more local meetups, and it was just a bunch of nerds. Like who had no idea, didn't have a wallet, like we're just figuring it out. Some were security researchers and devs, but it was like 30 guys, and actually there were a few women too, and just pushing together chairs in a public space. Now we're having these enormous conferences. Actually, okay, the first time when like the suits seemed to be coming into Bitcoin, I remember it was 2014, and I went to the North American Bitcoin conference in Chicago, and I remember vividly Charlie Shrem, who was on house arrest at the time. He rolled up to me on an iPad Segway telepresence bot. This is in 2014. I just thought that was absolutely hilarious, almost as funny as all the suits who were in the same room as a guy. I was dressed like this, and I was the OG, and it was just so funny to see, like, oh, all right, I guess this is happening.
Yeah, Charlie Shrem with his like ankle bracelet probably still attached to his ankle, but there's a couple pieces that I want to touch on. One is that Bitcoin pizza moment that happened around that time. There's kind of an ode, obviously, to what you guys are doing with RarePizzas. There's also an ode to Snow Crash in a lot of this, an ode to hash masks. I was doing some research before, so there's some cool tie-ins that I kind of want to lay the foundation for. But the Bitcoin Pizza Day on that timeline happened, I think, in 2011. Can you give us a quick breakdown for those people who have no idea, what went down and how that ties into what you guys are doing?
Is that the Laszlo story? Yeah. Okay, so basically, from what I understand, and maybe Snacks can fill in some gaps there, but my understanding is this guy Laszlo did the first real-world interaction or transaction for pizza using Bitcoin. So this was like the first kind of transition from online or digital goods being traded and sold to actually getting something real physical and actually tangible using Bitcoin. And he paid, I think, 26, was it 26 Bitcoin? For two.
Well, it was 20. It was like $26 maybe a pizza, but it was 10,000 Bitcoin.
Okay, 10,000 Bitcoin for 2 Papa John's pizzas to feed his family that weekend or something like that.
He says no regrets.
Yeah, he does say no regrets, which is pretty crazy. Something about like he had been using Bitcoin and trying to adopt it in different ways, so it's not really a loss for him. It was more an opportunity to really try to use it in different ways and push it forward. And I think he's done that. And I think Pizza Day is an ode to that because it really celebrates the idea that this person spent what would be today several $1 billion on 2 pizzas. So
it's like, yeah, 10,000 Bitcoin today is I think there's an account. It's called Bitcoin Pizza, and every night it tweets out the current value of the 10,000 Bitcoin.
Yeah.
I think today it's around 380 million.
Okay.
And we there's actually, we kind of bookended this because the last 2 NFTs, speaking of hash masks that are on our curve, our curve ends at 10,000 Bitcoin, and it's BOGO for the last one. So we really are thinking about, okay, yeah, the first 2 pizzas, and it took him 3 days to get those pizzas, by the way.
Yep. I want to.
It's a lot easier to spend pizza today.
Snacks, I want to touch on that curve later on in the episode because we really don't have that like foundation for the what you guys are doing with the project and the collection. What happened to the other guy? Everybody wants to talk about Laszlo and him losing $300 million. Like, what about the other guy? Where's this guy at? He just disappeared?
I know. That's the guy that we really should be focused on. I think it was like a British dude. He was on Bitcoin Talk, and he saw the thread where Laszlo. People were like, "Who in their right mind would give you pizza for 10,000 Bitcoin?" Like, like who's gonna? And then this guy, I'll do it, and he had to actually call, I think, and like charge it over the phone to get this pizza delivered to Laszlo.
Yeah, we're totally focusing on the wrong guy there. I want to know what happened to the Bitcoin pizza guy that sold the pizza.
I researched him. I had his name once. Who bought Laszlo the pizza? Let's figure it out. I'm gonna get this.
Yeah, well, so while Snacks is doing that, Crispy, how does that tie into what you guys are doing now? You guys are like celebrating Bitcoin Pizza Day, which I think is May 22nd, correct?
May 22nd.
What are you guys doing for that event, specifically for your project?
So that day we throw essentially the world's largest pizza party. It's where we are able to distribute the funds that we had made from selling these pizza NFTs and getting that money to pizza shops around the world. And we essentially ask them to give away that pizza to their community to share in the pizza eating of that day. And so that happens all around the world. Mostly it has been in the States, but last year, the first year we did it, we hit every continent. We had cities in every continent participate with local pizza shops providing pizza for their community during like what was really kind of a sad time. You know, people were stuck in their homes and not able to see people and losing their communities in that way. You know, pizza shops and pizza parlors really represented kind of the local heart of a community who could distribute not only the pizza but the joy and the love that comes with it.
And we didn't make it to Antarctica last year, so we were on 6 continents. But we are actually working on it this year. We have this. Our Chilean team is just amazing, and they have connections to a research facility run by I think it's the Chilean government or something, and so we're working on it.
Yeah, I want to see. That's like viral content. Having pizza in Antarctica. You need to get like Mr. Beast on that or something.
We are working on getting Mr. Beast. We're reaching out to him. We think Mr. Beast plus PizzaDAO. Like we were looking, he has this End Hunger initiative, which seems amazing, and we think we're super aligned, especially because he did the Mr. Beast Ghost Kitchen Burger thing, which like we probably have the capacity to do stuff like that if we activate our pizzeria. So we think Mr. Beast, we think he's going to join the DAO. I don't know. We're going to see, but we're working on it. And
Alpha.
And we speaking of cool places, so we did have pizza on a volcano.
Mm.
A guy who made it with the volcano heat. We did have pizza on Easter Island, which I thought was hilarious. And we did have pizza in the Swiss Alps. There's this photo of people with like a stack of boxes this high, and they're like with the snowy mountains in the back. So we covered some ground.
Yeah, this is really dope. I love the simplistic nature of just saying, take a picture with pizza and just show us like that you're, in the community or like part of the mission. So I do want to stop here. I want to tell my editor, edit this out for the audio people that are listening afterwards, but we want to do this giveaway that we have where you guys are doing proof of pizza. And so we have that going. We have Prodigy in the chat who's going to write down the names of those of you who are here live right now. It can only happen live. I want you guys to give me a hashtag that the users in chat or the viewers in chat are going to put down, and we're going to run that wheel of names. And if you win, you can buy pizza and they'll reimburse you. That's basically it, right, guys?
Proof of pizza. That's what we've been doing. In the spring of 2021, remember, Crispy, when this was like the best way to get ETH? Mm-hmm. Because you got pizza too.
Yeah. So it's submitting your... it's up to a certain amount. What's the dollar amount?
I think it's 25. That's what I was reading.
Okay, excellent. So whoever wins will get $25 worth of pizza from us, paid back to you in ETH.
Love that. All right, so give me a hashtag that they can use in chat, and they will throw it in chat, and then Prodigy will start it. By the way, we also ran a poll in our chat. Pepperoni, it looks like, pulled out what's the best pizza. There was 4 meats, supreme, and cheese. Some people said anchovies and pineapple. That's like absolutely, get out of here, please.
Funny story. The anchovies pizzas were the only ones that were not eaten at our New York pizza party.
I still want to try one. I still have not tried this anchovies situation, and it's like I grew up watching Ninja Turtles and anchovies being disgusting, and I don't buy it. I want to try this for myself. But for the hashtag, we're going to do hashtag proof of pizza. And I think that's going to work for us.
All right, hit it in the chat. I don't know where the chat thing is, but hit the chat right now, proof of pizza, hashtag, and we will enter you in, and we'll pick a winner here in just a moment. So we're back to the episode. I did actually find out the guy's name. His name is Jeremy Sturdivant. And he has a massive beard. Guy looks great. Thanks for sending that over, Prodigy. Shout out to him. Let's get into a little bit of the founding of the project, right? You guys mentioned Clubhouse, which, Crispy, you said was like your introduction into the space as well. So there's this Clubhouse talk I want to have, as well as Hashmask and how that plays in. But tell me a little bit about the origin story for you guys.
Well, it was a room that's Snacks made, just kind of called The Room About Nothing. And I mean, I wasn't, let me think. I was in the room, but I remember thinking, these guys are crazy, because they were talking about, we're going to make pizza, and like they had a pizzeria in there, or someone who owned a pizzeria who they were talking to about how to, could you give away all this pizza, or could you in some way, get pizza out to all the people in your community? And how do we help you do that? And I just remember thinking, these guys are nuts. Okay, it was a cool title for a room, but I don't think I get it, and I left. But then I kept seeing them around, and they kept popping up again and again and again. And I would drop in and be like, okay, where are these guys getting to? And I saw them after a month, and they were still going for it. And that's when I was like, okay, maybe there are some legs here, and it's not just a couple of guys, shooting the breeze and having some fun. And it by the time I joined in full force, it was insane. Like there was actually, people moving this forward in a big way. And it wasn't just for kicks, and it wasn't just for, like messing around between friends. It was going to impact a lot of people and in a big way. And that's when I was like, you know what, I have to help. And I'm going to do whatever I can to get this off the ground. And it's been exciting ever since. It really has been like such a learning experience. But like meeting all of these people in this way has been really life-changing in so many ways. I can't even describe. Yeah.
Yeah, we have brought so many people, Crispy included, right into the heart of Web3. Like, you look around, there are a lot of other projects that were either started by PizzaDAO alumni or are staffed by PizzaDAO alumni. Like, we are all over the place. We say the pizza mafia is legion.
Yeah, touch on the Snow Crash piece, how the Pizza Mafia plays into that. Because some of us, and there's a Snow Crash giveaway we're doing. This is like epic. Like I need to have you guys on NFT Live again here shortly, because you guys are awesome, especially with the giveaways and everything. But there's a Snow Crash to be given away, a copy. How does that tie into your lore, essentially?
So, have you read Snow Crash yet, Crispy?
No, I haven't.
Oh, you're going to have to keep collecting these POAPs. We give away a copy of Snow Crash every week with a POAP raffle, where the last 4 community called POAPs each get you 1 entry. So, like, a huge percentage of our DAO is starting to have read Snow Crash. But so Snow Crash is like, many consider Snow Crash and Neil Stephenson, the author, to be like the origination of the modern conception of metaverse. Like, this is from Snow Crash. And a part of Snow Crash that we're really plugging into is that in the future of Snow Crash, governments don't really exist and have kind of been replaced by corporations. And one of the largest landholding operating corporations in the world at that time is Uncle Enzo's Casa Nostra Pizzeria. And the employees and the whole entity they are known as the Pizza Mafia, because in fact this pizzeria, this organization grew out of the mafia. So in this fiction, so because we're building pizza in the metaverse, it was just supernatural to kind of be like, yeah, we are the pizza mafia. Like we are building this. I had a surreal moment last week. So a couple of our members are in PageDAO. Shout out to PageDAO.
Love those
And
guys.
yeah, Easy actually, who's part of LADZ City. He's part of PageDAO as well. And so one of their members, his day job had Neil Stevenson on for a really intimate Zoom, like 20 people on the call, and they invited me. And so I was hanging out. I know, this is pretty crazy. I'm gonna send you a photo
Wow.
because it was so surreal for me. I was hanging out with Neil Stevenson, and not just Neil Stevenson. This was a twofer. Craig Newmark, the founder of Craigslist, is a big Snow Crash fan, and he was on the call too. So this was just
Yeah.
completely surreal
What is
for me, like how far we've come.
what does Neil think about the metaverse now? Was he talking about that at all? Like how he kind of predicted a lot of the stuff, but what does he think about all of the advancements here today?
So he is so humble about, and I think he's been this icon for so many people for so long that he's very wary of giving people too much because he knows he has to be the Wizard of Oz a little bit. Like I asked him to prognosticate. A few of us asked him to prognosticate. You know, what's happening now? Like, what are you focused on? And or what movements do you want to build? And his answer to what movement he wanted to build was so funny. He was like, yeah, there's this Mark Twain story. You have $1 billion bill, but you can't actually spend it. You can just show it to people. And that's like was his metaphor for his own credibility, I think. So he kind of played it close to the vest. Um, but I think that he's starting to get his toes wet, and people are just jocking his style on everything. Like
Yeah.
we are the least offenders when there's a platform called snowcrash.com and he had to publicly say no affiliation. And there's Snowcash. And my actually some friends of ours are making the Snowcash art exhibition, which is an awesome thing. One of the guys who put on the first CryptoPunks art exhibition, IRL, where the Winklevi bought their punks, his name is George Bach, and he's a big LinkedIn NFT influencer, believe it or not, a Swiss guy. He's a friend. He's a
There's
friend
so
of
many
ours,
like
but
little mini trivia pieces to this episode already.
yeah, this is great. We can build a scavenger hunt around all these
Right.
factoids. I just dropped that Zoom photo in our. You're in the Nifty Q LADZ City on the Discord chat.
Yeah, yeah. I could throw it up for the people at home. There's a little piece there. Neil, I'm sure, is in there somewhere. Let me see if I can see him. Um, yeah, I see him. Yeah, he's
Yeah,
there.
and Craig's in the upper right.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, great little story there. Let's stay on task with like your guys' origin story here because you mentioned one thing and Crispy mentioned it before the show, like the 6 degrees of separation between PizzaDAO and a lot of these NFT projects, and I had no idea. Like I had no idea that there's all this PizzaDAO alumni that's just essentially leading other projects in the space. So you guys had that Clubhouse origin story. What was next? And then how are you involved? How is the PizzaDAO involved in this industry we live in today?
So I think the way you described it before was great. Like alumni is really a good word for it because in my experience it really did feel like a university kind of experience where we go through this really tough, grueling situation to get something off the ground. This project is, all hands on deck and figuring out what to do and working with so many people. Like, I mean, there were 314 artists who contributed art for toppings. So that alone makes this the biggest project I think that ever launched an NFT. That
We
being
think it's the
said,
most overcomplicated NFT maybe in existence.
we had devs, we had artists, we had volunteers, we have operational people, we had, people doing outreach in every country. And so that kind of a reach is pretty significant, especially in a space this small, I guess, in an industry that's so tight knit. So all of the skills that were learned from doing the pizza day and doing pizza NFTs is what really was the foundation for a lot of these people to go on to do more in the industry. So I feel like wherever I go in the NFT space, I'm coming across people who either are directly tied to the PizzaDAO or very, very closely connected in some way. And so the 6 degrees of separation is how I describe it. There isn't, I don't think, a single project that isn't probably 6 degrees away from PizzaDAO.
Any that you can name drop, like in the space, or do you want to keep that behind closed doors?
Okay, we have alumni who we taught someone crypto voxels. She now works at crypto voxels. BitPixie. We Frogland started by our team, well, members of our team. Oniforce launched by
yeah.
members of our team. Rug Tech for a while, staffed by a lot of our team. Blazed Cat, like all those projects, members of our team. Young Justin, the 13-year-old Discord wizard, now runs Gary V's bots on the VFriends Discord. Senor Crypto, like the All Smiles team, 2 of them came our PizzaDAO alumni.
Isn't Andrew Wang like an alumni too?
Who is?
Andrew?
Andrew, no. Oh, you know who? The long time the treasurer of FWB was onboarded to DAOs by PizzaDAO.
Okay.
We're all over this.
I definitely get that picture. I love that you kind of highlighted the 314 artists. I think there's a bigger conversation to be had there about like how you organize as something gets more and more complex and more people, because I feel like people say that about DAOs. They're unnecessarily complex. It makes it harder for things to get done, and I just wonder what you guys think about that. But let's stay on the origin story. Let's leave that for the end of the convo. You guys basically said you were going to be, if I remember correctly, the pizza hash mask. Is that what you said? Snacks. But tell me how this all started and where you guys are today.
So Hashmask was this like collaborative art project, but no one really knew who the artists were, and so there's this idea just to do pizza Hashmask basically, and so we said, okay, well, we're gonna get 100 different toppings, and we're gonna scatter them on pizzas, and then that filled up really quickly, and so we said, all right, we're gonna do 314, and then we got to like 250, and then we. And well, you actually run out of normal pizza toppings around 100. So there are a lot of really weird things on our. What do you think's our weirdest topping, Crispy?
Oh, there are too many weird ones, and there's like things that definitely should not go anywhere near a food item or a pizza. Oof. I looked at those for so long, I don't think I could choose one particular oddity. There were some strange things.
Thumbtacks is pretty bad.
Thumbtacks?
Yeah, the guy.
That's not a real pizza topping, is it?
No.
Nate Bear from Space Poggers. He did that project. He did the thumbtacks.
Got it.
Bearbrains.e. Oh, Toy Boogers is on our pizza. He did boogers.
But I could see boogers. That's at least edible.
Yeah, we have worms, cockroaches, cell phones.
So when you guys first launched, are you launching the DAO with an ERC20 token? Are you launching with an NFT collection? How did this all kind of formulate once you had a good amount of people say, hey, I want to join the Discord, where they're coming in from Clubhouse?
Yeah, so we just piped this huge flow of people from Clubhouse, like right into Discord, and our Discord suddenly had hundreds of members in a week. Like this was February. We started the Clubhouse room was February 18th, 2021, and to put in perspective, on March 15th we launched our NFT, and we suddenly had 300 ETH in the treasury. So it took us a month, like crazy.
Explain how you fundraise that again.
Okay, so we said, all right, what are we going to sell? We're going to give people pizza boxes, because everybody was doing these placeholders, right, for the eventual reveal. And so we, in classic PizzaDAO fashion, we went way overboard on it, and we made 100 different box designs and distributed them with VRF. so that was how we raised our initial seed, and we did that on a bonding curve. It started pretty cheap,
Got it.
and just like hash mass, but we were way more aggressive. Theirs ended at like I don't know some not so high number of ETH, and ours ends at 10,000 Bitcoin.
Mm. And so the thing is like maybe one day someone does come through and purchase that.
Yeah, because kind of the premise here in Web3, right, is that we're exchanging financial capital for social capital on some level, and social capital has been a little hard to comprehend, to financialize, to really grok, right, on Earth, and so we think that the value of being known as that person or that organization that said, yeah, you know what, buying $500 million worth of pizza for planet Earth, pretty good. Seems like a good move. We think that's actually maybe worth it. And so we have, like, maybe Elon does it. I don't know. Maybe Jack. I think the dark horse is Zuckerberg because we have some inside info that he's a big Snow Crash fan. So I don't know.
He could turn his reputation on a dime.
Exactly. It's a huge, like, it's worth it, maybe. If you have that much money, like, can you even spend it well?
Okay, so you guys essentially raised those funds, which would amount to what? Like, is that $9 million or
no? It was like at the highest ETH point, I think we had like 1.5 million in the treasury.
Okay, so 1.5 million. You basically used NFTs, or you dispersed NFTs to these users on the bonding curve. So then what? You had a community that had NFTs, which people at home could be familiar with, and then you had a treasury that you had to organize and figure out what to do with. So what came next?
So we had our pizzanomics, I guess, from the beginning, and our idea was we take an eighth of these pizzas and we use them to reward the team, and each pizza is going to come with a slice of ETH from the treasury. And we didn't know what that was going to be, but we later settled on 0.1 ETH as the match. And so every contributor to this project, whether art like each artist got one rare pizza box, which can be redeemed for an NFT, a rare pizza. Well, there are two NFTs. You get the box, then you redeem it for the pizza. And 0.1 ETH. And so we paid that out so every artist has been paid. We did it in one big multi-send from our multi-sig. Shout out Gnosis. And then the rest we have 314 for the pizzerias. So they're going to get 314 NFTs, the first ones that onboarded the blockchain, plus 0.1 ETH. And the rest are for our team. Oh, and 2 for Laszlo, if we can ever find him and give them to him, of course.
Or Jeremy Sturdivant. Come on. Oh, he has enough money. He's enough money.
Yeah, you're right. He deserves something too, actually.
Yeah. He probably honestly sold it like 2 months later. He probably sold all that Bitcoin 2 months later. But okay, so your next piece was kind of distributing the ETH. You have the pizzeria piece. Like, kind of break down the business model as you guys see it going forward. So, just to point out, again, just an IRL example for what PizzaDAO is doing. I went to NFT NYC at the OniForce party. Free pizza for everybody. There's the mission. There's a mission that's complete. So tell me, again, like, break down the business model and where you guys are going.
So it was $625 per pizzeria. And Crispy actually did a ton. Do you want to talk about the process of getting that money out all over the world?
Yes. So when Pizza Day approached and we had all of these pizzerias on board to make $625 worth of pizza that day and give out to whoever came through or whoever they chose, the next thing was, okay, how do we get this ETH to them? Because a lot of these mom and pop shops couldn't even take a credit card, let alone ETH. And this was in countries that we could not really get payment to. So there were multiple layers of challenges with trying to distribute a large amount of money around the world in a shorter period of time. And I feel like we probably triggered every single bank
to freeze
safeguard against. Yes. And you would think giving away money would be easier, but that's something that we learned the hard way is, like, it kind of triggers every money laundering Red flag for every financial institution on every level when you try to distribute at like almost $500,000 around the world and within days to small pizzerias.
Yeah, it was like
A pizza ring. It's like a pizza mafia.
Yes, yes, yes.
I know we called it the pizza, but it was a huge test case for like, okay, how much easier would this have been if everyone could accept stablecoin? And so that's our goal for this year is actually because for selfish reasons, because I mean, I was on the phone with PayPal for like it felt like 3 days straight. Crispy was, I mean, on the phone with pizzerias all over the world, sending emails. Like, I mean, it was crazy. And then like a week later, we were still reconciling payments to like Croatia or wherever it might
Yeah,
be.
months later, we were still doing it. Because, I mean, one of the things too is like these pizzerias in the middle of nowhere who have no idea who we are have to take that leap of faith that we're going to pay them. And that was a huge risk for them to partner with us and do this pizza day. Like what if they did it and they didn't get paid? Like that's a huge vote of confidence to have gone to
What
do.
what was the acquisition piece here, the acquisition process? Did you have to go outbound like a cold call to somebody in Australia being like, "Hey, you want to do this?" And
Yeah.
like how many people turned you down?
A lot. A
Oh my
lot
god.
of people.
In the early days, remember what I used to say, Crispy? Like we would do it on Clubhouse. It was hilarious. I would call the pizzeria and do it live on Clubhouse, and everyone would be in my other ear giving me pointers on how to talk to the pizzeria. It was hilarious.
It took some honing, but the pitch really did come together, and seeing Snacks really hone it to something that would get to the end. And the person who made the decision for us was really key. So it's almost like a master class in sales, and watching Snacks kind of do that. And then we all adopted a similar approach, and it worked. But
So,
even though it worked, getting the no answer was way more often than you would think. You would think like everyone would say yes to free money, but it does sound, outlandish
oh
when you
yeah.
call and
When I
say,
started, I would say like, "Hey, we're throwing a global pizza party powered by the blockchain." And they're like, "Scammer,
Yike.
goodbye."
Yeah. I'm part of a decentralized autonomous organization calling to pay you in pizza. So
give you money.
Yeah.
so
So,
okay,
so we
hit
we
it, hit
got
it.
to the point where the best thing you say is, "Hi, I'd like to order $500 worth of pizza for May 22nd."
Boom.
That was the winner.
Boom.
It really
First
was.
thing you say, because that's what they
Yeah.
expect. Like you got to meet people where they are. And I think this is true about pizzerias, and this is true about everyone who we're trying to onboard to Web3. Meet them where they are. Like, I'm gonna order pizza. That's what they expect, and then it's a big order, so they transfer you to their manager, and then you explain that they're giving away the pizza, and you're tipping 125 on top for the trouble, and then they're interested.
Yeah, and it seems like a really good thing, obviously, for small businesses. One of the things that you mentioned was having DAOs involved in small businesses, right? Like this was a conversation you're having on another podcast. I think we often think like DAOs are going to circumvent or replace these large organizations, but we forget about the mom and pops that could use DAOs if they were easier to function and things like this. So how, I guess, do you... I guess what would the question like? What's the next step here? How do you onboard more people, and then how do you keep the money flowing in to give away free pizza for everybody?
So the genesis here was actually, I came from a place where I was saying, because I've been thinking about blockchain for a decade now, right? And I was like, small businesses need to be community owned, and that's because communities know the value of small businesses in a way that financial institutions don't, and there's no reason that a small business shouldn't be able to benefit from the same dynamics that large companies get from fractionalizing, right? And issuing shares. And so the ultimate goal here is we do an initial pizzeria offering for every pizzeria on earth, and we tokenize them and we make them community owned. Not only that, we do it open source so that every small business on earth can be community owned. And we think that will change the world.
And oftentimes these ideas that sound like they're going to change the world run up against legal. So what is the legal, answer
We're going to pull
to
them
that?
across the line. We're gonna work with LexDAO. We're going to work with this industry, and we know this is going to work, right? And sometimes tech has to tech is always going to outstrip the law, right? That's like it. The law is it's a reactive thing, and so we'll just have to like we're an LLC in Wyoming because they have DAO legislation, right? And so we're just going to have to be on the forefront of this, and that's okay.
Awesome. Crispy, can you break down what you're doing with Rare Pizzas now and how that kind of fits into PizzaDAO? You got pizza pops, you got pizza sticks, just kind of giving people the kind of rundown. And also, before you do that, I do want to press the giveaway button here for the first giveaway. And then we also have other giveaways that you guys want to do as well related to pizza. So let's get the wheel of names on the screen here. Again, Tigbo, please, for the people at home that are listening, just cut that out. For the audio version. All right, it's rolling, and we will have a winner here in 5 seconds. And it looks like it could be... Oh, Tigbo actually won this giveaway. Congratulations to Tigbo. You edged out Kim Sanity on the first giveaway. So congrats to Tigbo. But if I didn't completely throw you off there, Crispy, tell me a little bit about what Rare Pizzas is doing, like the collection and everything you guys have related to that.
Well, we've got the pizza boxes and pizzas on OpenSea already. And the pizza sticks and pizza pops, they're available as well. In addition to that, I think there are some generative projects being created by members on behalf of the PizzaDAO. And in addition to that, there's art shows that are continually happening every few months or periodically where we feature pizza art essentially on in our crypto voxels space, where we sell people's art that's all dedicated to pizza. So there's always something happening. Right now, what I'm seeing is a lot of work going toward being visible at conferences and different meetups, which is why you saw us at NYC or NFT NYC in Miami and Denver. And, like we want to be out there and be known to be not only like strong leaders in the community, but to get the word of PizzaDAO out there. So a lot of our initiative is really just community building at this point.
Take me through your guys' experiences at these IRL events. I love that they're coming back. We were in COVID for a while. I and again, appreciate the work that you guys are doing for the small businesses inside of that COVID time too. I think there's a whole nother convo that we won't make it to, but I think that helped small businesses in the time that they needed it. But tell me a little about the IRL events that PizzaDAO has been going and your guys' experience and how you're going to, make those better over time.
So we kind of became this pizza party organization in part. Like we're doing all these other things, but I guess as PizzaDAO, it sort of makes sense if we're acting in the interest of pizza, that we should be experts at throwing pizza parties. And so we're really getting pretty good at it. I think so far the recipe for an amazing PizzaDAO pizza party is pizza, weed, and Ninja Turtles. This is our calculus. So we have contacts with Ninja Turtles cosplay actors in 3 cities so far, and probably a lot more coming up. And we even know, we actually, in Denver, this is hilarious, the guy who worked at the Church of Cannabis, where we threw our public goods pizza party, he had the dubious claim to fame of being the only shredder that has ever walked Hollywood Boulevard. So we also have a shredder in our back pocket if and when we need him.
That is tingling my nostalgia there. The old Mutant Ninja Turtles, man, those guys are getting after it. So tell me a little bit more about the events. Like, are you guys noticing anything that maybe when you first did your first event in NFT NYC, if that was the first one, that you said, okay, maybe we won't do this, or maybe we'll improve this?
We're still struggling to tie the metaverse to the physical event. I think I'm Not Art, the I'm Not Art Gallery, Crispy, in Chicago, like they do a great job of, they mirror their physical space in the metaverse, and you can look at the metaverse and look at the physical space in each space.
Oh, that's interesting.
So, but we often have Wi-Fi problems because a lot of the venues don't necessarily have the best internet, and so we still haven't perfected that, and that's a real goal, is to make, because we have such a global community, we want them to feel the joy of the events. what else do we? I think we've learned a lot. I mean, New York was our first event. One thing is that uh, our events so far, like in New York and Denver, were the talk of the week. They were the best party. They were the most. Everyone said like that. I heard that was the best party, or if they were at the party, they said that was the best party. And the lesson there, I think, is that people don't want really loud music and to be really drunk necessarily. Like they want to just kick it and have some pizza
Have
together
fun.
and
You know.
like chat. And that's what I generally want at an event is like just laid back, have some pizza, smoke a joint, talk about Web3, um, and so I think the vibe is really what people are looking for, not like Tiesto.
Yeah.
I mean, negotiated Tiesto, but I don't know. It's just not when I'm with my Web3 family. Like I want to talk.
Yeah, yeah, 100%. Yeah, no, we're not shading Tiesto at all, but I understand exactly what you're talking about. Just laid back, kind of kicking it and having fun, like Crispy said. So, how if it's not events, right? Like you guys have a lot of different things going on. One is onboarding all these pizzerias, and you can actually like go to a pizzeria today, and it's involved with PizzaDAO. So, what does that look like from maybe someone who's like got a PizzaDAO associated pizzeria in their area?
So if they're associated with PizzaDAO for Pizza Day, basically what they would, be able to do is roll up to that pizzeria on Pizza Day, May 22nd, and, get a free slice of pizza or however the shop wants to do it. We had a lot of pizzerias actually donate all of their pizza that day to, say, like a shelter or to whatever organization that they worked with, hospitals. We had a lot of people. It was like kind of dealer's choice. It was like you can take this money, you can feed your community, you can give it away, you can raffle it off, you can give it to your best customers, or partner with an organization that means something to you. And so we had that range of people doing all kinds of things. In South Korea, they were given away to an old folks' home. In Montreal, they were given to a women's shelter, as well as their customers. And it was just an opportunity to use that money to engage their local community in the way that they saw fit. So giving them the power to choose how to best utilize it.
Yeah, it was really an exercise in on the ground knowledge because it's like charities. There are so many nonprofits and charities in the world, but what you hear again and again is the last mile. It like in everything. This is not just in charity. Actually, the last mile for even running. I was a cross country runner. That last mile, oof. But the last mile is really hard, and so we do this. I don't know if it's revolutionary, but it's definitely like going directly to the pizzeria and saying, hey, you know where this pizza is needed, right? Who's the expert in where pizza should go to get eaten? Like probably the people making it.
Mm. Can you touch on really quick whether these pizzerias are actually getting onboarded into crypto? Like I know you mentioned like it would be awesome for them to have stablecoins. Are there some pizzerias that you've onboarded into owning a MetaMask that's owned by the entity?
If you go to our art show, there are even NFTs on the left wall that were minted by our San Diego pizzeria. They're excited. Like the one of the heads of the World Pizza Champions, which is an organization we're friends with. His name is Bill, and he's an Ethereum miner, and he's so excited for his Rare Pizza NFT. And so we're finding like pizza is on the forefront of tech again and again, and people who own pizzerias who run them, they are entrepreneurial folks. Like they're busy because it takes a lot to run a small business, but I think we're going to onboard a really shocking number of pizzerias to the blockchain.
I almost
Yeah,
had.
and that's the goal this year.
Go ahead, Crispy.
I was gonna say this. That was the goal for this year, is to really bring that end of things up. Like if a small mom and pop pizzeria can get onboarded to blockchain, then that would really be proof of concept of being able to get the general population and more people into blockchain as well. And so expanding that is a part of the educational goals that we have at PizzaDAO.
Yeah, I've always felt like someone's ability to be like adopting the tech has to do with what they get on the other side of that. If there's nothing on the other side, they're likely not going to do it. If there's $600 on the other side or 6,000, then they're probably going to, jump through a couple hoops. So we're coming up to the end of the episode. I do want to hit on kind of what you guys have on the roadmap or cheese paper, as you guys called it. I just want to see what you guys have coming up. I also have one more giveaway. It's up to you guys what you want to give away. We'll do a couple more outside of the episode, but as it's related to the episode, you tell us what you want to give away to the live viewers and what hashtag, and then we'll run it again.
Ooh, tough. What do you think, Crispy? We got 3 things left, right? We have Snow Crash. We have Pizza Pop and Pizza Sticks. Yeah.
Let's do pizza sticks.
Okay.
And what do you want the hashtag to be?
Oh, so the designer of these pizza sticks is actually a 13-year-old German boy, I believe, whose dad is part of PizzaDAO. And they're actually he might be even younger. And his name is Don Neo. And that's why it's Neo. So maybe the password is Neo Bambino.
Hashtag Neo Bambino. Okay, yeah. I love that. Add that into the chat. Prodigy will have that up and running. Prodigy, we do have to run that quickly because we are coming up to the end of the episode. We've been here almost an hour, but kind of tell me your next plans for PizzaDAO. It's a really cool, like, on the ground project. You're not being theoretical about it. Well, you are, but you're also going and doing this actionable things on the ground, which I appreciate a bunch. So what's to come for PizzaDAO and Rare Pizzas?
I think at this moment we're really needing more help. Like we need anyone and everyone who is interested in helping and volunteering for this event, because everyone in the DAO is volunteering their time essentially for getting this off the ground, whether it's from like organizing teams and groups to creating memes. Like we need people from every kind of Web3 interest in there. So like onboarding, for example, the more people we are able to recruit from different places means we have more people on the ground onboarding pizza shops as well. So I think that would be like my priority, because that's being a bit selfish, because I definitely see like a mountain coming before me, and whatever help is appreciated. And not only that, but just for as a note to anyone listening, people who join the PizzaDAO get anointed with a pizza name. So like that's usually a big part of it, which is why I was thinking about it with when you said the hashtag there. Like everyone at the PizzaDAO has a special pizza name, and we'd be happy to create more of them for the new people who join us.
We took some inspiration from the Fries DAO recently. They had this great missions channel, and now we actually have missions. So if you join our Discord, the first thing you do is you pick the Ninja Turtle you identify with, because they already know what makes a great team. So we just took that from them. So like a Leonardo's an organizer, a Michelangelo's an artist, Raphael's biz dev, Donatello is tech, April's PR, and Splinter is like accounting and legal. So if you're any of those, or even the Foot Clan, which they just do whatever, like we need you. So the recruiting is live, and we're having fun, and we'll even we'll give you some NFTs and maybe some ETH too, depending upon what you do. But like I guess the focus right now is May 22nd is right around the corner. We want to spend $1 million on pizza in 100 countries. We need to sell more NFTs. We need to onboard pizzerias to the blockchain, and we need to build our community. And then I guess long term, we're serious about this software. Like we have a lot of software to build. We need to build delivery software. We need to build payroll software, inventory software, accounting software, and it all has to be Web3 and open source. And this is going to be a massive effort. This could take us 10 years, but it's Web3, so let's do it in 3 years. It's a huge effort, and we're going to need everybody in this Web3 space to come together. We just think pizza plus blockchain equals free pizza is a great ad for the blockchain, for like Web3, because we don't want to reinvent real world scarcity, right, on the blockchain. We want to end it.
Is there like a whole cornucopia of DAOs? Like you mentioned Fries DAO. Is there like a Burger DAO? Is there like is there a whole thing that I'm not noticing?
Beer DAO.
BeerDAO?
BeerDAO supplied beer at our party in Denver. CanadaDAO gave away like a pound of weed at our party in East Denver. We're we I of course really want to start. I love tacos. I'm very excited for Taco DAO. We think one day. So yeah, people, and we intend ourselves to be a blueprint. You can put any word
Yeah.
in front of DAO, and as long as you ask yourself what that word wants, like we ask that about pizza, figure that out and then start building.
Yeah, there's almost a space for like you guys have proved the model in a sense. Although like there's some factors here that like played into your guys' success. You guys hit it at the right times, right? Like that bonding curve was right in the middle of this storm of NFT interest. So not everybody's going to see the immediate success you guys had, but there's an ability maybe to have like an incubation for food DAOs. You know, that would be really cool to see you guys take on. So, all right, I've got the other wheel of names, and then any last thoughts from you guys, but let me run the wheel of names first. It's spinning. We will see what winner we have. A lot more names added this time. Also, shout out to the person that said I said boogers are edible. That was amazing. Let's see. Okay, we got... Oh, man. This wheel of names is rough. Melane. So, Melane, congrats to you. Very much edged out Rocco there in like a centimeter. But, guys, last thoughts. Thank you so much for the giveaways again. But last thoughts as we head out of here. Thank you so much for the awesome conversation, too. I think you guys opened my mind up to some things I wasn't thinking about before.
I think I'm gonna just say, come join the Pizza Mafia, support us. Let's pizza the planet. That's what we're doing here.
I definitely second that. The more pizza, the better. And pizza is such a great way to introduce technology like this to people because it's not intimidating, it's welcoming. The crew there really are special, and the way that we work together is very, I don't know, it's unique, and you can only build from it.
I appreciate you
So we
guys
look
stopping.
forward to seeing you.
I can't wait to see you guys IRL. Like if you guys are going to be at all these events, I'm excited to meet you guys and really what you're doing with your community organization. I said before we went live is really cool. How you're able to organize people to get stuff done. That's a tall task in and of itself. So thank you guys so much. Crispy and Snacks from PizzaDAO, Rare Pizzas. Thank you for stopping by the Nifty Q Show, everyone. Hopefully you tune in. I think we have a show on Thursday, so we'll do some giveaways then. But congrats to everyone who won. And Crispy and Snacks, thank you so much, guys.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thank you.